Alright, we are back for another tutorial. Last time we left off, our wife was pregnant, and we are now going to go to work. So let's go ahead and leave the building. And let's kind of show you the basics of getting started, some of the easier buildings to get started with. I like to start with patron. Oh, my wife's a craftsman, so I can build craftsman buildings. Anything that is, you can see these are too expensive for us right now, but anything that is like a bakery or a carpenter shop that requires components you're going to make less money on initially, just because you have to buy them from the market and they're not always available. So that can kind of hinder you a little bit. As a patron, I'm actually going to build a fishing shack, and I found this to be one of the best money makers for starting out early in the game.
This plague of to work.
And I could build a fishing shack, but I happen to know, if we go here to the assembly house, that there's a fishing shack. There's a fishing shack for sale. Yep, right there. Heavenly Herring. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to buy that building. Purchase. Yes, absolutely. Why I like the fishing shack is twofold. One, it's easy. Let's tell our guy to get over here.
This plague of rats has me at my wit's end.
So many rats. Okay, we are going to look at this. This one is easy because the boat goes out and gets fished, so it doesn't cost you anything. And the only thing to make fried herring is herring, and it sells really well in the market. As you can see, it sells for 118 gold, and the production cost is nothing. Let's go ahead and get production started. It's worth noting that one of the first things you want to improve on your buildings, as you can see, there's a lot of things you can improve. What I always try to improve first is the thing that's going to give you a production bonus, because obviously if you're producing 25% faster, you're going to make that much more money. So it costs a little bit, but we're going to do that, and we're going to tell our guy to start working on herring. Initially, you're going to want to run your businesses manually. Once you build up enough businesses and it's kind of overwhelming, then it's easier to put them on automatic, but the AI is pretty bad, and so if you want to make any money initially, you want to micromanage these things a little bit. So we're going to tell our fishing boat here, get rid of that, fishing boat, fish. Now this took me a stupid long time to figure out, because I was like, what? Where are the fish? I don't see any fish. If you hit M on your map, it'll actually show you where the fish are, and
wherever it takes me.
So we'll send him out to go get herring out in the ocean. So if we look at building improvements again, just kind of go through these. Each building has two different storages. The storage with the silver bottle is how much you can hold in your 4-cell to customer slot, and the one that look like cabinets are internal storage, and I'll show you what I mean by that. So this is internal storage, and so when he brings fish back, they'll go in there. My final product will go in there, and let's say, just for the sake of showing you, I buy salmon, or the ability to make salmon. You can see it takes pine wood. So you can see that if I have herring, I have fried herring, I have salmon, and I have pine wood, I won't actually be able to make smoked salmon because I don't have any empty slots for it to go in. You can always move stuff down into the sale stock as kind of temporary storage, but people can buy it there, so it may just disappear out of there and you'll get paid for it. If we sell our fried herring there, we'll get 72 gold out of it. If we sell it at market, we'll get 118 gold. So we want the 118. Also, I have a worker here, and I'm going to tell him to make fried herring, but workers have set hours they work. Different places have different start times. If I remember right, the fishing shack is like 8 o'clock, I want to say, maybe 7. And then they work until the evening. During the night time, they won't work. You can continue working. You don't have to sleep. Sleeping in this game is really only for if you have an injury. You want to sleep. So, minstrels are playing. Okay, yep. Okay, we can also rename our business if we want to. I like the Heavenly Herring, so we're going to leave it that. Clever little names. But let's go ahead and... So we're working on fried herring. Now my wife can't work at this building because she is a craftsman, and this is a patron building. Also, if she was a patron, she couldn't work at the building while I'm working at the building. And how that works is that if I bring her over here and try to tell her to work, it's the building's owned by my main character. It's kind of weird. You can change ownership and then she could work there, but he couldn't work there. So that's just kind of keeps you from putting all your NPCs in one area and having them all make stuff all night long, I think. Okay, so
Goods
how do
are
we...
for sale at favorable prices
Ooh,
in
goods are
accounting.
for sale. Don't care. How do we get this to market? So if you double click, you'll grab the entire stack. If you click and hold, you can use the world's worst slider. If you play, you'll see why. Or you can click once, click twice, click 3 times. You know, you get it. So we're going to throw this in our cart. Every building will come with a cart, and generally 1 employee. So we have our cart, and we are going to, we could go over here to the market, fly all the way over here, and then tell him click here, and have him then go into the market. He'll show up here if he's close enough, and then drag into there. The easiest way to do this, though, by far, is let's say we want to send him to the market with a herring, and then we want him to, we want to buy some wood. I think it's pine wood for the salmon. So we're going to click this, dispatch and unload vehicle, click on the market, and we're just going to tell him to unload. If I didn't want to pick up wood, I'd say unload and return. That way
won't take long.
you can click it, have him go and do his thing without having to worry about him. Also, on top of that, you don't actually have to fly over to the market and do it. You can click him, dispatch, and if you look in the far right, you can see here's the market. So I could just click on that and then say unload, but he's already doing that. So we will have him go unload there, and our fishing boat is coming back with more herring. Whoa! Camera's freaking out a little bit. My guy's
Shall I help?
working, but apparently there's only 1 bench to work on, so let's look at the upgrades a little bit more here while we wait for that guy to get over to the market. If we look at the upgrades, you can see, so we can increase the storage amount. That's that lower area where people can buy it. We can increase the storage slots, which is where that'll give us more room to work. So we're going to buy one of those.
You now have a son.
Ooh, I have a son. So if you don't go in here and click it, then you don't actually get to name him. So we'll name him, I don't care. I don't even know what it said. We'll name him, okay, Bender. Okay, so let's see, let's go back over these. Okay, so we can also hire more workers, more worker slots, and then window grills. This will keep the place from getting robbed as much. Fire protection in case another dynasty firebombs your building. It'll help keep it from being destroyed. And so we opened up another worker slot, so we're going to hire a worker. As far as I can tell, this guy's a rogue. It doesn't seem to matter. He can still work there. So see, he's in our options now. We'll tell him go to work. So he'll make herring too. The boat dropped off more, and we'll go back out and pick it up. So I heard money cling, so we can actually go like this and double click on our hand cart. He's over here by the market. We want some pine wood, so we're gonna look in here, look in pine wood. As you can see, so these numbers, this is what it buys for. Lower numbers, what it sells for. If it's green, that means it's selling for, well, it's a good price. If it's red, it's expensive. And over here is how many that there is. Now, it can be possible that the market runs out of something you need completely. Like I've had it where I had a bakery and they ran out of wheat completely, and I didn't have a farm, so I was kind of in trouble. But they have plenty of pine wood. Oh my gosh, the slider. So we'll buy 15.
Where to?
Alright, and we're going to dispatch him back to our fishing shack and say unload. Yeah. That would suck. That job would suck. Okay, so now we have our 2 guys here chilling out, making herring. And about our building levels. In building levels, you can upgrade the building, and that will unlock lower level bonuses. So you have barbed hook, which is going to increase productivity again, and you can get some more ships, you can get more storage, stuff like that. But you'll notice we can't, well, we don't have enough money to do it, but even if we did, we couldn't buy it because it requires patron level 3. That means my guy has to be patron level 3 to buy the building. And if we go into our dynasty here, we can see that by having him work, you can see his XP points are going up. As the points go up, you can assign him to more things, and he'll level up eventually. That's about all there is to that. Let's talk about carts real quick before I get too much farther. So this is the basic cart you come with. You can hire an escort, which you don't actually see, but a guard will come out if the cart gets attacked. Other players, if there were any, but other dynasties, they can attack your carts. In a very small town like this, where it's just one little village, I haven't really had hardly any crime. There's not even a rogues guild, so I don't really worry about it. But later on, in like big towns and stuff, you'll notice your carts get attacked, and rivals, which enemies like these guys would send people over to attack it. You can add more carts, and as you upgrade the building, there's 2 more options for bigger carts and faster, one horse drawn, and they can hold more stuff, and they can have more guards. So that's about all there is to it. You're just going to want to micromanage your production on stuff to begin with. Put in your cart, send your guy to market. Right there.
Be right there.
And that's about all there is to it. Until you start getting more buildings and making money and growing your dynasty. So thanks for watching.